We are back that quick. It was true. Colin has turned into Craig, and we have a match immediately. It's the age-old Briar versus Pham, Rising Rebellion.
This is going to be a slugfest.
Yeah, they're going to be done in 10 minutes. We can all go eat as a family.
Yeah.
And then, or they're both playing Fatigue 5.
If we've learned anything about this format, the games are either 10 minutes or 55 minutes.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
Nothing in between.
Ryan is 2-1 because he lost to Dromai earlier.
That must have been.
If you can believe it.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, I can't believe it, actually, now that you say that. How did he lose?
There was a power turn of 30, but then it was kind of like I got rid of all my stuff and the dragons chipped for the rest of the game.
Okay.
Hate to see it.
Ryan just made a heart for everybody on
Nice.
camera. We love you too, Ryan.
Anthony is our previous AGE champion winner. He's 3-0 right now. Will he ever lose again?
Anthony's a boss.
Anthony is a boss, so
No,
he's going to win. He's got his bowling shirt on. He looks like a godfather.
He does have a bowling shirt on. Does Anthony bowl? Do we know this?
Anthony bowls.
He also balls, you know?
He balls out.
Balls hard.
He bowls out.
And he bowls.
We got Connor balling out on that sandwich. If you want to see the sandwiches we get, they're in pink papers. They're from Pasadena. They've got Genoa salami. Oh my goodness, we have a match going on. What are we doing? There's a brand with Cinderclaw into Emberblade. What is your favorite Pham attack?
My favorite Pham attack.
They're
No
just
one's
all-
ever asked me
yeah.
that. They're all the same attack. It's a trick question.
Yeah. Head jab or head jab?
It has to be brand with Cinderclaw, right? Because it's the one that's better.
It makes anything into another brand of Cinderclaw.
Yeah.
So we're going to get 1 point of damage in their opening hand. Kind of interesting, but I guess you wouldn't just pass and hope Briar doesn't have a bunch of damage in her hand.
Yeah.
I am excited to see this Briar deck because it's 3-0 already. We got a Ravenous for 4.
I watched Anthony do all the things you want to do with Briar against Chris. Chris was trying to build his rune chance, and Anthony's like, no, I'm just going to 3-turn channel Mount Heroic, Force of Nature.
Did it the whole thing?
He played he's sticking with his signature move. He has the Crazy Bro.
Yes.
He popped it and rolled a 6.
Are you serious? God, some people are just born lucky, dude.
You know, I told you he balls.
There is a Channel Mount Heroic in this deck. I thought this would be too slow to play Channel Mount Heroic, and you just play Ball Lightning and some other stuff that you could never do before.
So before Ball Lightning was banned, there was the, Tarek's deck, the Cheerios Briar that won US Nats that was kind of all 0 cost. But over in Europe, they were starting to build out something that ultimately ended up being closer to what we've seen later, where it had the Earth and it had the Mount Heroic. So I think this is kind of going back to that kind of middle ground where you've got the Lightning for a lot of the 0 costs, but the power of Mount Heroic still just worth playing Earth and blues.
What's crazy is we have someone touching their Blossom of Spring. And when that happens in this format, Pham is going to commit to his huge power turn now. The Blossom of Spring will be the one that needs to be played for Art of War most of the time. And then half the time you also break Stubby Hammers. So
he's using it for the belittle, which is good as well. So now you can get your blue pitch for free.
Cool.
Although that looks like a blue that he revealed. Or am I crazy?
It does look like a blue.
So maybe he's getting a red? No?
More blue.
This man is a madman.
He's going to swing Emberblade 6 times. I hope they never can swing Emberblade twice in one turn. That'd be pretty good. I do think swords would, more swords in Ninja would be cool. Because so far we just have Edge of Autumn and Emberblade.
Right.
I don't need more daggers. I think Kadachi's always just going to be the best one. But we took 2? Or did we? Now here comes the Art of War. That's why we haven't touched damage yet, because we're still interacting with it.
Is he gonna
banish a card?
banish
That's
that
why
other
I needed
blue?
another one. Draw 2. Let's see what we get.
He's found another belittle.
It's maybe his hand wasn't good enough to play the stubby hammerers. Because usually you do all this in conjunction to give all these small attacks plus 1 more from stubby hammers. Because once you can get a lot of cards out of your opponent's hand, you can just dump the damage right on it.
Yeah, he might have hedged, right? Like, he loses 1 damage here to see. I mean, he could have auto ward first instead of getting tricky and wait till blocks. I don't know.
I don't think hedging's a great time when you're like, I'm trying to do the most damage. It's like, just pray.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Which Ryan is pumping up and down that leg. He's getting the jitters out. He's like, what do I do here? I know how strong this Briar deck can be if I stub my toe somewhere. Briar can run all over me. We know that Anthony's hand is a little bad because there's a defense reaction. There's a Channel Mount Heroic in there.
Yeah. It blocks well, though, for this turn, right? He's got an embodiment, so.
Channel Mount Heroic turns into a sink below almost.
Yep.
I don't think there's enough time to set up a Channel Mount Heroic against a 5-player. Because by the time you do that, you just took 15 damage almost.
But if you're not, if you're not blocking either, right? You can. It's your attack back. Ryan has enough resources for his entire game in his hand.
2 blues, 6. We can do it all. You love to see it, you know? Finally, Phi is good again.
So I don't remember. So Phis don't run any non-blue Minnowism for this scenario?
I mean, maybe back in the day, I think they would run at least 1 or 2 red. I've had a red be played on me before just for more damage. There comes the Sigil of Suffering. That's going to get a full block on that because we're not running Arcane Barrier here. Here comes an Ember Blade. And then that one is going to come in for 2. Are you down? Are you down? Yep. Take. And now we have built up the life difference. I think there is something of aggro games. What is going through your head? I have never played an aggro game this hardcore before. I know you don't really play as aggro, but maybe you've talked to more aggro players of what is going in your head here besides I hope I draw really well right on my next turn.
You know, what does he have?
Refusing and playing Snatch.
That's pretty good. 10. 10 and Arcane.
Sheesh.
Ryan can't really block that. I mean, he can. He potentially cannot with how many 2 blocks Phis had run.
No, you take 10 here, you go to 18, and you try to do more than 10 next turn.
Yeah, and that's to answer your question that you just asked. What do aggro players think, right? It's like it simplifies down to just an equation, right? Can you do more by blocking or do more by attacking?
Right.
And
math instead of anything else going on. I mean, 4 minutes in, or I guess 4 plus 5, 9 minutes in, and we're 27 health into Ryan's health bar right now. That's terrifying. But here's a Plunder Run. This is a card, if you haven't been playing Flesh and Blood in the last year and a half, this is one of the best cards you can play from Arsenal.
Now, is Anthony playing Plunder Run? Yeah, he is. That makes sense.
Because when you play it from Arsenal, it's going to give your next attack +3, but the next time your attack action hits at all this whole turn, you'll be able to draw a card off the top of your deck. So imagine if Premeditate says, instead of Ponder, draw a card.
Yeah. And you know, the key part, right, is that it is any attack on the whole chain. So
you can't block forever.
Yep. And right here is going to make it really hard to block forever.
And then whenever you're activating stubbies, we can most guarantee that on your stubbies turn, you're going to be activating the Mask of the Pouncing Lynx to get a crazy damage. I was watching a 5-play earlier. The Pouncing Lynx target is double strike. Because each side of double strike comes in for another 3. It's disgusting. So it's like a 0 for 6.
Yeah. It probably depends, right, on how wide you are, because maybe you can get more from Assault the Wound if you've hit enough, or sometimes the double strike.
He's going to say, remember my embodiment of Earth. We're going to be blocking.
Oh, look, he's got 2 embodiments now, but unfortunately he has no more non-attacks in hand.
I don't know what
There's your
the
double
2 on
strike.
embodiment means. I don't think we're playing that.
No, he has, because he blocked with Unity.
Oh, okay, that's what we're talking about here, Blake. Duh, that is the only way you can go to 2 embodiments right now.
Yeah.
That is a super strong block, though.
I don't know what's in his arsenal, but I would. Oh, he has
the Sigil of
react.
Suffering. So far, has he done any damage? No. He took damage on the superpower turn. So this is the power of Briar of I can be a very strong attacking hero and then also out of nowhere throw the fridge, throw a defense reaction, and use my new specialization card to block a full power turn from Phi. Which, can he also block a Phoenix Flame from the graveyard? Can he even play Phoenix Flame from graveyard? He needs a pitch for this because there's only 1 Draconic there, which kind of sucks. Is this the Lava Burst? No, this is Salt.
Right, which is gonna has. Oh wait,
he's blocking out everything, and maybe this is like
that was pretty good.
Dang it! I didn't do a single point to my opponent. We got rid of all their once per game stuff though, besides the last point of damage on my grasp of the Arcanine. But that was the time where I needed to do the most damage as Phi. And how do you get 27 more points of damage when you used all your stuff?
I mean,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Which maybe that didn't draw the best cards for that turn. If I didn't draw, I only had 1 Draconic, so maybe that wasn't the turn to rip the Art of War. Or
I mean, he had the double strike, right? I mean, he went 5 deep.
It was insane. Yeah, there was the original attack.
So the second double strike, I believe, is what got hit with the D-react. So he blocked with armor on the first one, D-reacted the second one.
Right. How do we go up in health? What just happened? No. Oh, we're attacking. I'm so stupid. Okay, we're on Ryan's new.
Right, because Anthony just passed
so
back.
Confused. Sorry, my bad. Yep. My bad. He is realizing he can take a bunch of damage now because there's not the once per turn things going on that would make pouncing links really good. Anthony is taking a bunch of damage because he can swing back with what he has.
Yep.
I kind of forgot where I was for a second there. Like dissociated. You ever do that?
Uh-huh.
Not a good thing to do when you have a microphone on, but it happens. Lava Burst. I am going to pounce for that because that's going to do 5 more.
It is. Do we know what's in Ryan's hand? I can't. He holds his cards in a way that I don't get a sneak peek.
Ryan's hand?
Yeah, what's his last Prism card?
Oh. Warmonger Diplomacy. This is a card that, thank you for just taking all this damage because you thought you were going to have a power turn. Now I can just turn off the NAA part of your turn. Because there's no way you would choose peace at this point of the game. Because we're too far down for peace.
My favorite part about Phi is I feel like it's like one of the few heroes that you can land on a board that has no armor on it. Like, most heroes have something that's battle worn that doesn't go away. And Phi just gets out there and gets naked.
Butt ass. But can he survive? Because you are hoping, how many non-attactions is there? You see the Earthlore Surge. You see that this round's on me.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to play out reasonably well. I think he can do this into, he had a, oh wait, he can't.
Make a rune chant.
Sorry, Anthony.
Can't make a rune chant.
That's peace.
Yes.
That's peace, my friend.
Rune chants are singing
songs. He gets his
songs.
2/4s.
2/4s is not enough when you're at 8. It is enough. We will block. That's a 3 block, right? Lava Burst is that good all around?
Yep.
Take 1. There's not go again, but he could snaps to swing a sword if he wanted to.
He can't snaps because he's got peace or war.
It's an attack reaction, though. Snaps is good.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm. Because you can do attacks and attack reactions.
Got it.
But now we're going to do one. If we had a Mask of Momentum, it would be sick. 114 is not enough. But we're going to spin this card around. Spin. Draw a card. If he played another, I guess there's not really anything you can do unless you have your combo starter and then end with another Warmonger.
He can't Warmonger because
he's also in war. Oh my god, you Warmonger yourself. What's your favorite Warmonger like play that you've done? Like, you always Warmonger yourself, so it's really hard to like slap back or whatever on your next war turn.
Yeah, like you're neutering yourself, but you just need it to be asymmetrical, right? Where it's gonna affect them more than it affects you.
Right. We're using 3 cards to block 6 because Ball Lightning's that gross. However, Ball Lightning's gonna affect every attack action for the rest of the chain. That's why Ball Lightning.
So interestingly enough, it is actually not every attack action because it's been so long since this thing's been legal.
What did I do? What is it?
It's lightning or elemental attack.
Oh.
So like it doesn't affect the Coax of Commotion.
But Coax of Commotion.
Yeah. I mean, it's still amazing, obviously,
yeah,
but it's easy to think it's going to trigger everything, but it does not.
Here's a rune chant because we're no longer under this. This will have go again because I made one of my...
It's going to be 4 because he's got 2 of them.
Nice. The Embodiment of Lightning, that's from a previous turn? Or did he just play 2 cards and I didn't see it?
He played...
I'm dissociating again. Jesus. These games that are fast are so, like, after doing a 55-minute Illusionist Mirror,
yeah,
a 12-minute aggro game is just like, how are these both in the same game?
Yeah, it's definitely a different universe.
What is the 0 cost that we can play from our arsenal if we're Ryan right now?
No, he's done. This doesn't look good for Phi.
So I think Ryan will come down. It'll come down to the turn where he didn't have that great of a.
The fact that Anthony was Anthony prevented him from drawing off the plunder run and cracking his links that turn. So the fact that he didn't hit with a single attack, the salt was not good. He missed out on a card. He missed out on a second card. So, I mean, 2 cards getting +2 from Art of War plus Stubbies is
disgusting.
Changes the math here. So
Anthony's going to move to 4-0, which will definitely make him a top 8 person today. So congrats, Anthony. I don't know if he'll ever lose again. I think Ryan will be like, God damn it, I didn't have the really good turn I was looking for off Stubbies. And maybe that's the reason why you don't want to use your Blossom of Spring on a separate turn. I don't know.
So he used his whole hand. That he would have hit had Anthony not had exactly that Sigil of Suffering in his arsenal.
And Anthem Spring. Like, that's a thing you can't plan for. If my opponent's going to have the best blocking cards.
Yeah. So, like, had he had not a D-reactant arsenal, one of those attacks gets through, and one of those attacks hitting is significantly
right. You can
a better turn.
You can go grab Pouncing Links and go grab your...
And you draw a card, so you probably have 2 more... You have 10 more damage.
Oh, my goodness, because Plunder Run didn't go off.
Right. Plus, then the Salt the Wound didn't hit on anything. So imagine Salt the Wound still in Arsenal, or not played, right? You have 2 more attacks. Those both hit, because Anthony's now completely out of cards. And now your Salt's hitting for an extra plus.
And I wonder if we're asking Anthony later, because he's probably going to join us in a second. There's the idea of, was he like, oh, I could see this coming because I've played a couple 5 games myself. I kind of know the math that's going to happen at me, and I can block it exactly. Or if he was just praying to God that he could block it all.
I mean, he was a little lucky, right? Because you don't get to choose the timing on when your opponent does that. But he also knows he needs to save all of that stuff for that turn, right? So like you saw, he even put his tunic in front, and then they played a lot more turns without tunic. Like he knew I need to not let anything hit if possible, and so he made sure to do that, and that changed the whole game, right? Had one of those attacks hit, he's 2 extra cards, probably 12 extra damage, 2 attacks plus 2 extra on Salt the Wound from the things. 3. One, the card that hits, and then the 2 extra. So that's 13 more.
And that's
Now all of a
death.
sudden,
That happens.
Ryan wins that game. So,
Bro, how can we get Evan out of this room? Congrats, Anthony, for going 4-0. Ryan's at 2-2. Definitely has to win his 5th game, or probably won't make top 8.
yeah, might be close anyway if he's already got 2 before the last round.
Yeah. I don't know how it works, because it's going to be... I mean, if there's... Some people dropped earlier. I think everybody that's still around at top tables probably will make a top 8. I just saw the wrinkles in my head. I'm getting older, man. When did you notice wrinkles on your life?
I mean, never. No, I don't know. Long time. Old guy.
Yeah, we're turning older in a week, so
I'm all gray now.
Worse.
You still got all your red.
Yeah.
Wait till it turns white on you.
It does go straight to white, apparently, for redhead people.
You get to turn into Santa Claus.
I don't want to ever be a Santa Claus. I was a Santa Claus when I was in kindergarten. I don't know if I've already told that story before, but that was very rough for a 5-year-old Blake. We're going to give the fattest kid in kindergarten. They did make me put a pillow underneath my shirt.
Did you have other kindergartners sitting on your lap?
No.
Okay,
it was for like the Christmas pageant or play or a Christmas musical. It was like, we need a Santa. And I remember going to Odessa College to be in their auditorium, and the pillow going, you got to put the pillow under your shirt. And it was very traumatic. Not traumatic, but very much in my brain. We're going to find Anthony. We're going to eat lunch. We're going to let you guys also probably have a 20-minute break. If you're like, this is so enthralling, I don't know when I can go check the mail today. That's all going to come up in a bit. We're going to pause for 2 minutes, and there's Anthony, and he'll be right on with one of us.
And we're back with the champion.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing? How'd that feel?
That was good. I'm doing good on Briar today. So the Runeblade hands are lining up. How are you doing, Craig?
I'm doing well. So talk to me. Briar, what's the difference between Living Legend Briar and, well, I guess all Briar's Living Legend now, but like so recent, like what it was a month ago.
Yeah. So as everyone here in the tournament, I looked up all the ban cards and I was like, how can we do something with this to kind of break the format? Was kind of surprised to see that not a lot of the old ban cards, besides like Awakening, have done like I felt like they kind of got power crept. Like there's a lot of good cards now in the game that kind of match it, like Premeditate with Plunder Run. So I tried out Lexi, I tried out every deck basically, and I just landed on Briar because I felt like he was the best way to abuse Plunder Run.
Okay.
And then she also has Ball Lightning, so I run 3 Ball Lightning, and it gives that consistent go again no matter what. So I can do a go again on a Plunder Run or a Force of Nature, Channel Mount Heroic, and not waste the Lightning token and save it for like a more a better attack to use it on like Coax of Commotion or Snatch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does it feel significantly stronger than, the Briar that we had a month ago?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the ability to just have a Nate go again is just pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think it's not too far off because it's just Ball Lightning Plunder Run. Plunder Run is actually pretty good to activate like Rosetta or keep Channel Mount Heroic going. So Plunder Run is definitely a step up from Premeditate. I know some Briars ran Premeditate. But I think that she still has her weak matchups like Icelander. I did play 2 Lexis today, and I was fortunate enough to beat both. So it does feel a little bit better, especially with the Anthem of Spring, the new card.
Okay.
It just feels like Briar has all these tools to block very efficiently. And now with Dyadic Carapace, you could also present that equipment as block 3 throughout the game. I know Scalata is the same thing, but having Dyadic as the AB2 as well is pretty good.
No, that makes sense. So speaking of Plunder Run, there was Ryan's key turn when he popped everything, and you were able to completely block him out. Now, are you, Blake was kind of wondering, was that lucky? Was that not lucky? Are you holding your sigils for that specific moment, or would you have just used, it seemed like having the sigil in
Yeah.
your arsenal was pretty clutch there.
Yeah.
If you didn't have that, the game might have gone the other way.
I feel like so with Briar, when I drew that sigil, I had channel and sigil in my hand, so I could decide between 2 and 2 with a Rosetta Thorn with either card. And I looked at the help total and I thought it was a little too high, because he kept all his cards. It was a little too high for me to kill him with Channel Mount Heroic, because Channel Mount Heroic, the turn you play it, it's not as strong because you have to set up, pitch a blue. Now you're down 2 cards. You do get +3, but usually the setup turn takes a little bit off of the gas unless you have like snatch and snaps. So I didn't feel like putting CMH in my arsenal was the winning hand.
Okay.
And he didn't present any AB, so I knew that this would be blocking 4 no matter what. It would trade 0 for 5, and now I'm able to just basically kind of whittle him down. And then the moment he Art of Ward, he I believe did he
he stubbied Art of and he still had his mask up too, so he didn't get to mask, and he didn't get the and he plunder run that turn too.
Yeah, and then I think that was that hand for me. Like, it wasn't great. It was Anthem of Spring, Autumn's Touch, E-Strike, and a Nimblism. That goes to show how well Briar can block now. It came in for 8 on the first hit, and I was able to have the embodiment, so I blocked with Anthem of Spring and Nimblism, triggering second embodiment. Now both block for 4, so I blocked 8 on that. I blocked 4 on the next. So I just knew that I wanted to full block, deny the +2 damage for links, and just try to minimize it. Because after that, he has no equipment. We just have to play a fair game back and forth, and I win that for sure with arcane damage.
Yeah, no, it was huge because, we're kind of doing the math, right? You stopped him from drawing 2 cards between the links and that both would have had +2. And then his Salt the Wound was not very salty. It was kind of just like
I knew I just had to hope for it. I just had to hope that it wasn't a Lava Burst, and luckily it was a Salt the Wound, so I could block with Tunic.
Yeah, so no, that was a good game. So I mean, I think it's so interesting, right? Those are the little decisions in this game that make all the difference, right? You could have arsenaled the channel thinking like, oh, this is the stronger overall card. But given the game state, given the life totals, that one difference really probably changed the outcome of the game, because I think you lose
if I arsenal channel there.
Arsenal channel there. So pretty interesting stuff. Well, good job. That's why you're the AG champion. That's why you're back.
Crazy Brew still in here, man.
Yeah. So I watched this guy while he was not on stream play a Crazy Brew, roll for the Crazy Brew, and just casual 6.
Yeah, I rolled a 6 with Channel Mount Heroic out. I started off with CNC for 11, 1 action point remaining, and the rest is history.
Yeah, pretty easy game when you do that. So that's what you got to do at home. Just play Crazy Brew and roll a 6, and you'll win your games.
Exactly. They can't tech for you unless they're wearing gambler's gloves.
All right, Anthony. Well, good luck.
Of course.
And we'll see you in the top 8.
All right. Thank you, Greg.